Hello YouTube, and welcome back once again to Zeludadil. And unfortunately, we're going to start off on a little bit of a sour note here, because down in the mines, a dwarf has just gone berserk. Yes, I was so busy working on our nice new Cyclops pen that I just kind of forgot about him, I guess. Oops. Hoping this turns out pretty okay, but I guess my hopes aren't that high, because he's right next to Datan, the Axe Mother, the dwarf who created that artifact axe that was then stolen by IKEA. Fingers crossed, YouTube. Let's see how this plays out. Alright, he's moving, chasing a woods dwarf, now chasing an iron tamer. 3 of the iron tamers are beating him senseless. He seems to be latched onto the one iron tamer. He's not going down without a fight, that's for sure. Come on, man. And he died. Well, good. Well, now that that's over, let's take a look at the fortress, shall we? Ah, Zeludadil. Thriving in the turquoise jungles. It's beautiful, really. Well, we really haven't done that much since last episode. Worked on the Queen's quarters a little bit. The old Cyclops pen here. It's now 2 Z levels tall, and we have to work on this 3rd. And we have begun work on the top level, contrary to logic and the laws of physics. But as usual, there's still a ways to go on both of those. So as we had done last episode, I'm just gonna work away on those and try to let as much time pass as possible. I'm still interested in killing as many goblins as I can. It's been 2 years since their last siege, and I am a bit worried about that, but no matter. I'm sure if we wait, they'll come eventually. I'm gonna get back to work, and I'll see you in a little bit, YouTube. Hey, take a look here, YouTube. Rovad Slick Lolornakgal, the dwarven child, is taken by a fey mood. This child's mother was the one known as Untroubled, one of our starting 7 dwarves here in Zeludadil, who was unfortunately killed by a goblin while this child looked on. And it looks like she doesn't have the workshop she needs. Good, great. Off to a good start. Well, YouTube, if you take a look over here on the side, you can see I actually have every workshop in the fortress, except for like a quern, or a millstone, or a screw press, but I've never seen an artifact come out of one of those. Well, I guess I'll place them down just for the hell of it. I mean, we just started this episode. I don't want 2 dwarves going insane. That'd be a bit silly. Oh, and fun fact, YouTube, but that last dwarf was actually the first one who had gone insane in Zeludadil. Not too bad if I say so myself. Well, YouTube, I have no idea what the hell this child needs. I have one of every single type of workshop and furnace in this fortress. Everything. Siege workshops, fisheries. I mean, it's gotta be some sort of a glitch or something, right? Totally sucks, but I suppose there's not much we could do, right? You dwarves are killing me, I swear. No, yeah, good, she went insane. I don't know what the hell workshop she wanted, but apparently we didn't have it. Oy, I'll tell you, gotta love it. You know, one of these days we're gonna have a nicknamed child who's gonna grow up to be someone. I'm telling you, it's bound to happen. Not this one though. She's currently running around babbling and spamming the fact that she's too insane to pick up equipment. No, I can't pick up that equipment, I'm far too insane. Well, I'll get a coffin ready. My god, I will tell you, YouTube, things are going slow here in Zeludadil. So slow, in fact, that we've had another strange mood dwarf and a brand new artifact. And this looks like a good one, YouTube. Aiden Rickothrab, the artisan, has created, holy crap, YouTube, this is a mouthful, Manangaran Desor Merseth Ojit, a ginkgo wood enton, which is an instrument. You know, this is the first artifact instrument we've had between Delairshulid and this fortress here. I wasn't even sure dwarves can make the things, so that's good to see. Let's take a look. Holy crap. Drilled Sculpted, the entrancing Lucky Crab. I love it. Holy shit, though. It's a tiny handheld bone wind instrument, like some sort of a bizarre flute, I suppose, or a trumpet, I guess. It is studded with billin, decorated with wild boar leather and wild boar bone, and encircled with bands of square brilliant cut pyrites, and cushioned by bituminous coal cavicons. This object is adorned with hanging rings of ginkgo wood and pyrite and menaces with spikes of wild boar leather. On the item is an image of ticks in cedar. A lovely thing. I think I love this artifact, YouTube. Well, very good. We shall treasure always. Now throw it in the pile and get back to work. Alrighty, YouTube. As I said before, a ton of time has gone by. It is currently the 10th of Granite, early spring, in the year 1045. And we are still busy at work on our previous projects, namely the Queen's quarters, which are almost finished, by the way. You can see her grand throne room here, with statues just all over the place. Everything is billin'. And you can see here statues of dwarves standing at attention with spears and shields lining the corridor down to her throne, behind which there are 2 statues of Deg Trade Wheels, the dwarven god of trade, the god that Kivish, our queen, worships. And then in the very back we have a statue of a helm, which is the symbol of the Foggy Books, our dwarven civilization here. Over on this side, I have a little statue garden for Her Majesty. Pretty small, but gets the job done. In here, we have 4 statues of chickens. I was trying to figure out what kind of statues I should put in here. I figured I should choose something she likes. Well, you know what she likes? Chickens. But you know what else she likes? Battle axes. That's what she mandates all the time. And you know what? A statue of a chicken or a battle axe by itself is pretty boring, so we have 4 statues of chickens with battle axes, and then 4 more of just plain old laughing chickens, just in the middle here. I figured you'd get a kick out of that. Then over on the side here we have a little temple, 2 Deg trade wheels. I was hoping to make it kind of a personal altar, but it looks like a lot of the other dwarves are in here kind of worshipping the god. I guess they can't be blamed. It is our first temple here in Zalutadale, but yeah. I'd say the Queen's quarters are looking pretty much done. Well, except for this window over on the right side here. We're still trying to get enough gems to fill that up. Trying our damnedest, and we are getting a ton of them, but we still need more. I'm very picky about these colors. We need the right colors. You know how it is. Anyways, over here, we see the Cyclops pen. The Cyclops is currently caged up at the bottom of this pen. This passage over on the right side is completely blocked up, and if we go up a couple of Z levels here, 1 and 2, you can see it is currently 3 Z levels tall with little fortifications halfway up. Figured I'd give the beast access to a little bit of fresh air. We have to keep it healthy and breathing if it's going to be in the arena. And up here at the top level, you can see the bridge and this little area here where we're going to put all of the goblin cages to, you know, dump them down with the Cyclops. And that's all pretty much finished. Well, except for the roof. That would be actually very hazardous if I didn't put a roof on there, because then the goblins would come out and kill my dwarves. Not optimal. But yeah, we're gonna get that done. But actually, you know what? This pen here is actually good to go. So I guess I might as well just let it out, right? Yeah, what the hell? So let's pull this lever. I'm so excited. Verano Fakaki's just gonna love this new place, I'm telling you. Got those nice statues in there, pile of weapons over here, nice little wood hut for him to sit in. Lever is pulled, and the Cyclops is afraid, checking the place out. Oh, and he's already set to kicking statues over. Boy, that didn't take long at all. I mean, you could tell he loves the place. Just having a blast, really. Going back in his hut. I was hoping he'd like go over and pick up one of those weapons real quick. No, he's gonna pick up that cage or something and whack a goblin with it. Yeah, you know, I'd say Verano Fakaki seems like a fairly happy camper, wouldn't you, YouTube? He loves it in there, the little scamp. Well, it looks like Verano Fakaki. Oh, where'd he go? Why is he climbing this side? Get down, bad Cyclops. No, get the hell down. What's he doing? I don't like that. I didn't think he'd be climbing like this. Bad Cyclops, no. Get. Kinda scared. I don't think he could destroy bridges, but if he did climb out into the middle of this area... No, well, okay, he's down. He's probably just overexcited about his beautiful new home. Go ahead, buddy, check out your new place. That's your little place. Who's a good Cyclops? Anyways, okay, that's enough. Let's see, what else have we done here, YouTube? Down this away right here, you can see the Queen's Mausoleum. Not yet finished, mind you, but we do have the floors nice and finished with some Billen bars. And up at this far end, we do have a Billen sarcophagus, as well as a Billen statue of the Queen. But yeah, we're looking good on that front. Other than that, our main focus is still really just waiting for those goblins to show up again. And I am definitely concerned at this point that they won't be showing up anytime soon. At this point, it's been more than 2 years since the last siege. And I am a bit afraid that we just scared them off. That'd be a hell of a shame, huh? Bunch of green-skinned cowards. YouTube, I'm gonna have you know that I just about gave up on ever seeing another siege. But they're back, baby. You have no idea how ready I am for this. So excited. Let's take a look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got a whole bunch of them here. Good. Fantastic. Alright, everyone, to the fortress. Let's go. We get to test out this corpse trap here, and it has to be configured right this time. I'll bet my bottom dollar it is. This is gonna be great. I am so excited. Alright, everyone's going to the fortress. We have all our dwarves here training. Good. By the way, YouTube, 51 spear masters now. That is remarkable. I mean, there are 60 dwarves in my military, so yeah, that's a good percentage of them. All right, got everyone going to the fortress. Good, okay, good. I think we're all set. Man, I'll tell you, I've been sitting here for hours. Nothing's been going on whatsoever. All right, anyways, that's enough. Let's unpause it, lock up these front doors. Oh, the game is crawling now, which is good. That's actually a good thing, YouTube. Here they come, once more approaching the corpse tower that we've created. I swear to God, this better work this time. I mean, it should. Of course, I could have said that last time. Basically, what I'm saying is don't get your hopes too high, YouTube, and know that if it doesn't work, I'll be more crushed than you are. Come on, please work. Here they come, moving in. And, stepped on. Please work. Please. Oh! Oh yeah, beautiful. Oh shit. Oh man, that was a lovely thing. Let's take a look, see if that did anything. It looks like a mangled partial skeleton hit this one goblin in the stomach, and now he is sick and vomiting. Beautiful. This one goblin got hit by 2 different skeletons, breaking both of his legs. Awesome. Got some torn tendons here. Always a good thing. Man, this guy got jacked up. One of his legs were completely crushed. This is beautiful, YouTube. I love this. Doesn't look like there were any deaths, though. Not yet, anyways. But still, hey, better than nothing, right? We weakened him slightly, and hopefully gave him some sort of a little spook. You know, seeing an enormous pile of your dead comrades go flying up into the air, then come raining down on your friends. You know, that'll put the fear right in you, I'd think. I'd hope, certainly. This guy's still vomiting. Love this game. Alright, hoping all the dwarves are in. I'm locking up the front gates now. And now we wait for those goblins to move in. The question is, do we split up the forces again? Or do we attack them from behind like we were doing? You know, I can't shake the feeling that last time we got pretty lucky, honestly. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. Hopefully most of the goblins get in there this time, like they did last time. And yes, it does appear to be all goblins again, not a peak dog or a troll to be seen. You know what, I think I am going to split up the forces again. It did work well last time, and if we don't do it again, we'll never know if it does actually work. So Pinebeards, Boars, and Timberwolves down to the tunnels, Mad Cones, Osprey's Eye, and Possums to the farm room, and hurry up, will ya? 'Cause we got some goblins to kill. Yes. Oh yes we do. Sorry YouTube, still a little amped up. Please try to understand. Kind of a strange coincidence here, YouTube. It's currently the 4th of Hematite, 1045. Early summer. And I'll tell you what, I actually had nothing planned for this year's summer hunt. We've been so busy doing stuff around the fortress, getting the Cyclops enclosure set up, the Queen's Chamber, plus we haven't had a siege in 2 years, so we have nothing to throw in the arena. So this year's summer hunt will take place right here in our very own defensive long hallway. Dwarves of Zalutadil. We're changing things up a tad this year. Now I know you're accustomed to seeing our warriors fighting in our grand arena, but if we have learned one thing from their skilled combat maneuvers, it's that you gotta go with the punches. Oh shit, who's this? We have a dwarf outside the walls. Asmel, the tunneler. Ooh, that's no good. Gonna open up these doors here, up in the front. Now let's be a smart little dwarf, and go through that little door right there. Alright, back to you in a second. Where were we? Ah yes, rolling with those punches. The goblins think they're going to invade Zalutadil. Little do they know, they're heading to their death. Oh shit, the goblins are going around the fortress now. Shit ass. I guess I will lock up this door. Alright, so, this asshole. Come on, man. Carrying some bill and bars, minding his own business, oblivious to the shrieks and wails of the goblin horde just around the corner, who he's about to run into. Yeah, there's no chance for him. It was raining on me. It makes me so crouchy. Well, Oznun Bad Siege over here is about to whip your face off. I'd say you have bigger things to worry about, my friend. Oh, there we go. No. Asmel, run. Drop the bill and bars. Alright, yep, he's a goner. Not in a good way, and he's dead. Good. Okay, well. Anyways, this year we fight for the name of Asmel, one of our fellow dwarves killed by these very goblins. How foolish they'll feel when we get our retribution 200-fold. Let the summer hunt of 1045 begin. Man, I wish there was a good way for my dwarves to watch this battle. That's an interesting thought, isn't it? I'll have to keep that in mind for the future. A tavern overlooking a battlefield. Yeah, I really like that idea. Goblins are getting stuck in cages now. Still quite a few not yet in the hallway. Wow, almost 6 full pages of invaders this time, YouTube. Nearly 216 goblins here. Wow, that is something, isn't it? Well, come on in, you green-skinned bastards. It's rude to keep a dwarf waiting. Oh, I had forgotten that after that last siege, I actually set up a bunch more cage traps in this hallway, too. Oh, yeah, baby. Nobody's going home today. Some goblins are starting to get to the end of the corridor there, but not the main force of them. They're still about halfway up there. Some goblins aren't even in the hallway yet. I think I'm actually going to wait for the first goblin to get to those doors before I send this group out. Speaking of which, it looks like a goblin is approaching those doors as we speak. So I'm going to do it. The order is given, and they are now moving out. And while they're doing that, I'm going to send the guys up from the tunnels. Pinebeards, Boars, Timberwolves. Kill all of these goblins. Thank you very much. Farm dwarves are moving out into the hallway now. Combat has begun with one of the recruits. The first of the goblins has died. More and more dwarves moving in. So many spearmasters, YouTube. It's a beautiful thing, I gotta tell you. rounding the first bend. As the tunnel dwarves exit the bloodthirst of butterflies. The dwarves appear to be fighting very well, and the first of the tunnel dwarves has engaged the goblins. And it looks as if the goblins are starting to retreat, which is not great because the tunnel dwarves have yet to block up the hallway, but they are moving into position now. Shouldn't be a problem. Let's take a look up top, and there's just a solid wall of goblins smashing into the tunnel dwarves. The dwarves at this point just walk over the goblins. It's like a lawnmower. Almost effortless. Hang in there, dwarves. Almost through it. Let's take a look downstairs real quick. No goblins left downstairs. Dwarves up top are cleaning up the remaining goblins. And that's it, YouTube. Not one goblin is left alive. A glorious summer hunt. A little different than usual, but glorious nonetheless. And you know what, YouTube? I don't want to jinx it quite yet, but we didn't lose a single dwarf. I'm not sure if anybody was wounded in that fighting, but I don't see anybody who's seriously wounded. I mean, come on, YouTube. Give it up. That was a beautiful siege. Not a single dwarf lost. Alright, well, it looks like we're going to be splitting our forces up like that from now on, because that really couldn't have gone any better. Oh, wait. But who wins this year's summer hunt? Hard to say, really. Yeah, I really wish there was some better way to tell how many goblins they killed, either during the summer hunts or during the sieges. I mean, we can see how many goblins they killed overall, but that's really it. Oh shit, well I guess we did lose one dwarf. Good job, Asmel. Well, whatever. Well, I suppose we can get this corpse pile all stacked up again, because that was a freaking blast. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to do that more. Alright, a winner. I still haven't decided. Well, I suppose we could do it randomly again. That's kind of boring though, don't you think? But I suppose if there's no other option, gotta do what you gotta do, right? 03. Tons Delitigal at Tesnoxam Rithlut, the Pinebeard. You win this year's summer hunt. Fun fact, Tun is married to Uzal Firstblood, another member of the Pinebeards. 29 goblin kills and your legendary spear dwarf. More than deserving of a nickname, I'd say. Well, no particularly clever nicknames in mind for her, but I see here that she prefers to consume giant grizzly bear, which, as a note, is terribly badass. And so, Tun, from this day forward, you shall be known as Tun, the Bear Eater. Fantastic. And again, totally badass. Good job, Tun. Now back to work with you. Now we have all the dwarves here busy at work collecting goblin corpses, getting all that mess cleaned up. Such a good thing to see, YouTube, I gotta say. Well, not the cleaning, that's a mess, just the fact that the goblins attacked again. Maybe they're reigniting their hatred for Zeludidel here. These smug dwarves living over on the western side of the continent, in our little fortress made of logs. Yeah, they're pissed. Who could blame them? They suck. Totally fired up, YouTube. Hey, Vera no Fakaki, you want some new friends? Huh? Yeah, probably, I would think, but I digress. Let's see here. Now then, the Queen's Quarters is actually completed now. You can see over on the right side there, we have a nice big window, or series of windows I suppose, made of darkly hued gems. You can see we still have that scaffolding up in front of the window there. That was so we could build the thing, but when I was getting rid of it, we actually had a couple of very bad accidents that I did not put in the video. We lost 2 dwarves, I believe, including Einod, our naturalist here in the fortress, one of the dwarves from Steelclutches. Quite a shame, really, but that's what happens when you're clumsy. So yeah, I haven't been particularly stoked to get rid of the rest of that scaffolding, so we're just gonna leave that there for now. You can see our queen is completely satisfied with her little spot in the fortress here. No problem whatsoever. Still haven't done anything with the outpost liaison though. I'm not sure what the hell they need all this stuff for. What the hell's an outpost liaison do anyways? Yeah, not any big rush there. Yeah, you know, honestly, YouTube, we hadn't seen the goblins in so long, I was getting concerned we wouldn't see them again, and that would be, you know, kind of boring and stuff. So I was contemplating actually finishing up Zeludidel here and starting a new fortress somewhere, but as long as those goblins still got that fire in them, then we might as well hang around a little longer. And while we wait for them to return, we've got to introduce Vera no Fakaki to some new friends. Super excited. So I'm gonna get these cages all set up here, and once they are, Vera no Fakaki shall begin his warrior training. It's gonna be awesome. Zase Alice Kaskal, the artisan, has created Gongashreg, a peach wood earring. That's a killer name, but a peachwood earring's kinda lame. Flayed glove. It is encrusted with oval chalk cabicons and oval pyrite cabicons. This object menaces with spikes of iron. On the item is an image of a dwarf in peachwood. On the item is an image of ogres in iron. Totally awesome. On the item is an image of 2 wild carrot plants in microcline. Decidedly less awesome. On the item is an image of a tapered baguette cut gem in wild boar bone. Whole bunch of shit on there, huh? Can't even imagine how I'm gonna draw that one. Now throw it in the pile and get back to work. Now then, YouTube, it is the 1st of Galena, 1045, late summer, so Verano Fakaki's had some time to think in his enclosure here. Still checking the place out. I think he's really starting to like it, too. I could tell. Now, if you look up top here, I do have some goblin cages all set up, as well as one beak dog cage from a few sieges ago. And I did link a few of them up to these levers around the outside of this area here. Not all of them. I do not want to kill the Cyclops, because that would definitely kill the Cyclops. Something has collapsed on the surface. I have no idea what. Okay, so just that piece of ground collapsed for actually no reason. Well, that's something. Very odd. Anyways, so then, I feel like we're preparing for a summer hunt, but I guess we're not. I think we'll start off the combat with just 2 goblins. And just in case you're wondering, I did put a roof on this area here. We don't have to worry about death. Okay, let's do it. Lever is pulled and those goblins are free. A lasher and a hammerman. I don't think Verano Fakaki will have any hard time with that. And I'm totally hoping he doesn't spider climb up out of that pen. But I guess I'm not too worried about it. Pull the lever. Wouldn't it be super lame if one of these goblins just like killed Verano Fakaki? Like no problem whatsoever. I suppose it's possible. Yeah, it's definitely possible. And there they go. Let's watch the ground. And Verano Fakaki is laying into the hammerman pretty hard. Knocked all his teeth out, killed him. Now he's after the lasher, who's trying to escape, flying through the air. Panicked and dead. Whew, that was a good one. Good job, Cyclops. Now let's hurry up and close that bridge because I'm actually terrified of him escaping out of there. Kinda strange here, YouTube. It looks like instead of those nice weapons that I threw in there with Kaki, he decided to pick up an iron breastplate and start killing the goblins with that. That's kinda interesting, really. I mean, in an odd sort of way. And it does look like our one-eyed friend is still wielding this breastplate. Oh, wait a second. This breastplate here was actually made in Delerschlet. Very interesting. Verano Fakaki's probably been holding it this whole time. His chosen weapon. Very odd. Alright, got that bridge closed up again. Let's let out a couple more. I think this one's connected up to that beak dog there. Yes, it is. And a bowman. Alright, now let's pull this lever and see how he does against these 2. Lever is pulled, and they have fallen. Or rather, the beak dog fell. That was it. That might be pretty dangerous, actually, because the bowman can now fire down at Verano Fakaki. Let's close that bridge back up real quick. Verano Fakaki is currently climbing up a wall. Pay attention, Cyclops. Arrows are flying at the Cyclops. He has killed a beak dog, no problem. But there are still arrows flying at him. We're getting that bridge closed up as we speak, and it is closed. Good. Okay. Alright, let's give this one more try. Pull the lever. There we go. Get him, Cyclops. What are you doing, man? Get your eye on the prize, dude. No, just hanging out? I swear to God. Alright, it looks like he just took an arrow to the head, which tore some muscle and twisted his neck, and then he exclaimed,
I have improved my armor. That was very satisfying.
Oh, hitting that bowman. Get him. Go ahead, you one-eyed bastard. Okay, good. Good job, buddy. It was looking a bit dicey there for a bit.
I have improved my miscellaneous object. That was very satisfying.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's very good at fighting. I mean, he had trouble with a bowman, a single one, till he struck him in the head with his breastplate and tore apart his brain, and then exclaimed,
Death is all around us. This is truly horrifying.
Well, you're gonna have to man up, you wuss. You are property of Zalutadil now, and you have to show us that the effort that we put into your nice enclosure here was worth it. You know, that was a bit dicey, it certainly was, but I'm feeling reckless, so I'm gonna pull both of these levers and let out 4 goblins. Call me crazy, but I think our one-eyed friend can handle it. Let's pull these levers and see how wrong I am. I'm sure he's gonna be fine. Alright, looks like this time we have a hammerman, 2 macemen, hammerman. See, it's always kind of a toss-up right there, YouTube. Hammerman, maceman, hammerman, maceman. What do you go with? Write it in the comments below. I'm quite curious. Anyways, a hammer goblin, 2 mace goblins, and a spear goblin. Let's drop them in. This is very exciting to me, by the way, YouTube. Let's watch down below. Cyclops is on the ground, but is crawling up a wall. Very foolish. You gotta focus! It looks like 3 of the goblins fell. They are currently stunned. The Cyclops is moving in at the spearman. Smashed him up against the wall. A mace man has moved in. He is dead. Cyclops is going at a hammerman, who is jumping away, dodging like a pro. Cyclops is a little stunned, but he killed the mace man. Fantastic. Good job. Alright, and there's still 1 mace man, I believe, up top here. Let's shake him loose, shall we? Was there still something up here? I didn't think that was all the goblins. Huh, maybe it was. Good fighting, Varanofakaki. I'll tell you what, I think you've earned a little treat in just a moment. And there we have it, a nice little care package for our one-eyed friend. Good fighting, buddy. Keep it up and there's more to come. It's a bunch of sheep. Gotta keep him nice and well fed if he's gonna be fighting for us. There we go. Oh yeah, digging right in. Eat up, my boy. I tell you, I love this game. There you go, make all gons. I'm trying to think now of other things I could do with this Cyclops here. The thing is capable of learning. If I keep throwing stuff in there, he will gain skill and be a good fighter eventually. So I guess I'm gonna do that. Just slowly feed goblins to Varanofakaki here. Probably 2 or 3 at a time, just to play it safe. At the start anyways. Gotta remember he has no armor on. So I'm gonna do that, link up some more of these goblin cages here, and yeah. Here's something a little funny, YouTube. I threw in some more goblins with our Cyclops here, and it did a pretty good job slaughtering them almost immediately. But then after it killed them, it kind of just crawled up this wall here and has been staring out this fortification. I mean, I assume that's what it's doing anyways. It hasn't moved for quite some time. I even had these gates open down here and it still wouldn't move. And on top of that, my dwarfs must be able to see it through the fortifications there, because they keep canceling their work, interrupted by Cyclops. Fairly amusing. Makes you kind of feel bad for the big bastard, but whatever. Maybe you shouldn't get caught in arcade traps next time. Another artifact here, YouTube. Rigoth Agsalid Onolakan Miss, the Mad Cone, has created Rigoth Agsalad Onolakan Miss, a chalk ring. He named after himself. Very odd, and actually this happened once in Delershlit as well. That's a very strange thing. Anyways, let's take a look. Rigoth Pool Rocks, the mountainous burden of haze. Oh yikes. There's a lot going on there. Encrusted with cushion-cut aventurines, decorated with wild boar bone, and encircled with bands of Quadi bone and billen. Hanging rings of aventurine and menaces with spikes of rope reed. On the item is an image of a sliver barb in chalk, some sort of plant I believe, as well as an image of Iron Men in bituminous coal. It's pretty cool. On the item is an image of Minkat Ragsword, the vile troll groom, and dwarves in chalk. Minkat Ragsword is surrounded by the dwarves. The artwork relates to the ascension of the vile troll groom Minkat Ragsword to the position of King of the Foggy Books in 1. Minkat Ragsword was a dwarf who was king of the Foggy Books, and who was also abducted by a night troll and turned into a vile troll groom. It's a bit interesting. And to finish it off, an image of Cudgelroad, the gold mace, Asteshtalan. Very cool. I've seen no mention of that thing in quite some time. All packed onto a tiny little ring too. I'll tell you what, that's going to be annoying to draw. But anyways, before we finish up here, I'm going to take a look at this dwarf, Rigoth. You know, oddly enough, it says here she is very humble. I kind of pictured her being a narcissistic type of dwarf, because she named the artifact after herself, but I guess not. Very odd. Well, anyways, now throw it in the pile and get back to work. Yeah, YouTube, it certainly looks like we've riled them up. Yet another vile force of darkness has arrived. Now, I'm not going to dick around with the basics too much here. Same exact routine as last time. Actually, this time we have a few dwarves out here near this trash pile here. That's a bit dangerous, but I think they're in the clear. Alright, dwarves, everyone to the fortress. Let's go. Goblins are right on your heels. Very dangerous. I don't like this at all. Alright, but it looks like they're good. We're good. Luckily, we just got this corpse pile trap set up again. Oh man, that is beautiful. That's gotta stink out there, I'm telling you. Yet again, YouTube, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 pages of invaders. I mean, I know the number of goblins in this world is finite. And if we keep going at this rate, eventually we'll see the end of them. Alright, YouTube, starting to notice some problems here with this siege. These goblins are almost to the end of this corridor. But there is quite a long tail of goblins still not in the hallway. You know, I guess I'm going to send the farm group in first and start dealing with the ones who are approaching the door. I don't know, usually those goblins start retreating pretty quick after the farm group gets in there. Alright, let's do it, dwarves. I was going to try to hold off a little longer before I sent up the tunnel group, but I don't think I can. Pinebeards, boars, and timberwolves kill all goblins. Alright, farm group is moving up. Combat has begun. Tunnel group is moving out of the bloodthirst of butterflies. Doing well so far. Farm group is just plowing through these goblins. No deaths yet. Tunnel group has moved up into the long hall. No goblins will go home today. The goblins have begun retreating. Last few. And there you have it, YouTube. Another successful siege. And YouTube, odd thing here, that was 2 sieges this episode. Probably somewhere in the order of 500 goblins that we've killed. And we didn't lose a single dwarf. Well, except for that one civilian who was outside there. But no warriors were lost. That is remarkable. I can't even believe it. I have never had such luck, and that's exactly what it was too. Luck. I mean, when the hell do you ever fight that many goblins in melee combat and have your dwarves survive? Unbelievable, really. But believe it, YouTube, because it happened. Man, oh man, top of the world here, YouTube, Zoludidil, mountain home of the foggy books. Boy, you know, you almost gotta feel bad for those goblins. They're trying so hard, but they can't do shit to us. Not one damn thing. Alright, YouTube, I guess I should start wrapping this episode up, since we're past the 30-minute mark. I was trying to be good this episode too, but I had to squeeze that second siege in there. And it was totally worth it, I'd say. You know it was. Anyways, 2 goblin sieges, not a single warrior dwarf lost. And on top of that, we have our little Cyclops pen over on the side there, with our vicious new gladiator slash warrior slash amusement object, Verano Fakaki, Kithe Tavivi. What a rock star, huh? Anyways, YouTube, I really hope you enjoyed watching this episode, and I hope you'll join me for next episode as well, here in Zoludidil. And until then, YouTube...